analyze something you're saying because that's all deep stuff, you know. So being that this is the math show, let's talk about it. Math is a science. How many numbers are there actually in math?
We're talking about pi, because it's
What
infinite.
did you say?
Infinite. Pi.
So
It never repeats itself.
So is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9?
You said
It
pi.
can keep going.
Yeah.
It can
What,
go
what are those? What would that
It never
mean
repeats
instead?
itself.
Like primary numbers or something?
Yeah, so exactly. So
That's why I said
1,
nine.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is not even.
No, numbers
Yeah,
don't.
exactly.
Numbers don't actually.
So what
exist.
is actually in existence?
Perception?
The zero.
Oh, nothing.
The zero.
The 0 and the 1.
No,
No,
not
just
the
zero.
1. Just the zero. The 1 came out of the 0 mysterious.
But nothing is
Just
always
like the
gonna be nothing.
existence. Just like our existence.
Now, all right. So I bring this.
No. It's a. I get what you're saying, and I want. Let me put it in a way where they can understand it.
Yeah, I want.
Well, there's hot, there's cold, right? There's up, there's down. Everything has an opposite, a balance. So, if nothing ever existed, then something existed.
Yep.
If deep nothingness where nothing, then there has to be abundant life on the other side of it. You dig what I'm saying? So what he's saying is the 0 is kind of the mirror to everything else.
Yes. And that's the scientific fact. Those
Yeah,
that
I
know
know
Do your
math,
reading, boo. Don't
those
worry
that know
about
math
it.
already, you know, understand
It's
what's
deep.
up.
It's-
Yeah.
Go do your reading,
No, I
boo.
get it. Math just wasn't.
But math is a science.
Yeah,
But the
math
reason
and
why,
science,
yeah,
nigga,
the
was not
reason
my
why
thing, bro.
He ain't giving a lot of
I
views
bring
on
that
this
up
today.
because it's a science that
Y'all ain't gonna.
You'd be surprised, bro.
No,
the aliens
I'm
did
joking.
like 140.
I'm joking though.
I need
Like, I
to
don't want to be
info.
serious. I'm
The
just saying
reason
my head
because
up,
this
bro.
one right here is like you gotta watch this one.
Yeah,
over and
replay
over
value.
again.
But the funny thing about it is you'd be surprised how often these type of conversations go on amongst like 1 or 2 people
Facts.
who's just like, bro, have you ever asked the question? What the hell are we doing here?
What is
Why
the
are we
purpose?
here?
Yeah.
How did this happen? How did this happen? We got like this control system around us trying to tell us this is what happened. Don't worry about it. This is what happened. But they can't really explain it. They don't explain it. What do we learn in school? We don't learn none of this shit. Like how did life start?
But we do.
No, we don't.
Tell us. Once we
how we
learned
learn
math,
it if we don't tell us?
Once we learned math, we did learn it.
How,
They just
nigga?
not really telling you what's going on. So the 0 is God. You are the 1. You are the illusion. The 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 100, the whatever number you want to go to is the illusion. It all has to be reduced back to the 0. They taught you that in school, but they're not teaching it.
And from the
They teach
zero-
you that in like elementary school.
I gotta go.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta go back to the
This
lab.
is like
That's
little
surprising.
kids stuff.
Buddhists believe this. They believe that everything is nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got.
But I'm not a
Let's go back to
Buddhist.
that. I got that
You know.
because my wife is into that type of stuff. So I have that stuff in my house, and I'm learning forward about that.
Right.
Now, you know what I'm saying, with my statues, and they have to face the window, and you know the praying, and you know what I'm saying, all that different type of stuff. I get that, but I'm still a little. It makes me feel weird because I feel like I'm really a knowledgeable person. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Right.
seek knowledge, but the things that y'all are saying, I get them, but then they're still confusing at the same time because I'm trying to relate them to mortality, but there's a higher power at the same
than
time.
all that.
Like,
But what Math said with the system, nah. But what Math said,
A wise man in the world knows that he knows nothing. Yeah.
when you said with the system of controlling us and what Bigger said in school. I went to Catholic school, and they teach us about the Bible, all of that. But they would also teach us other things, and they was teaching us about Greek mythology, and I'll never forget this. And they were talking about.
You like Greek mythology?
And they were
watch
talking.
Xena and shit.
Yeah.
I used to watch
Hercules and
I read the book The Odyssey. I used to like read all of the stories. Like I was obsessed with it.
And they were teaching us those stories, and I just said, "Hey, question: are these stories real?" The teacher questioned me, kind of insinuated as if I'm an idiot because everyone knows these stories are fake, and all the people in the class were laughing. And I said, "What's so funny? You want me to believe that Hercules ain't real, but Samson is real? What's the difference?" Yo, she stopped the class, said everyone goes home early. She said, "You gotta stay." They called my pops. They said, "Tell him chill out."
Yo, because honestly,
That happened to me in Christians.
Yo,
I told them I believe in everything.
yo, they stopped the
Everything,
class.
giant frogs, everything.
Yo,
you said giant frogs?
Giant frogs.
Look at his face.
Bigger than all other frogs. Giant frogs exist. So and they
Make sure you put your audio in this shit.
This man family from the rainforest. Get it right, all right?
so that's when you challenge that system, you challenge a whole different thing, man.
But now you consider this. If you know this about yourself, if you know you're capable of thinking things into existence.
Yes.
If you knew this knowledge about all human beings, but they didn't know it about themselves, wouldn't you turn them into a think farm for whenever you want to happen?
Yep.
Will they listen?
They don't have to listen. All you gotta do is put the images in front of their face.
How do we do that?
Television.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's one.
Television.
Internet, radio, like all the media, like people watch it so blindly and just be like, "Yup, that's true."
The radio doesn't work the same way that television does.
Imagery.
It doesn't.
It works, but it works differently.
Because it's waves.
It's radio waves.
And
It works differently.
you can change the frequency of what you wanna hear. But with television, like, you ever wonder why at night, like, they play these fucking medical commercials that list off all the ways that you could die? People go to sleep with their TVs on.
And they wake up and
And
they be like, "I
they're
want
hearing
that
this all
Lipscomb vitamin. I need
Yep,
that.
yep.
That Lipscomb
I
pill."
heard the new shit yesterday. I heard one. They said all the side effects we can't explain yet, but you can go on the website to find
What?
out.
That's some new shit.
I was like, this is some new
What?
shit.
They skip past suicidal thoughts, diarrhea,
But you gotta start. Oh, you
excessive
might not be able.
vomiting.
If you can't urine, call your doctor. If your dick stays hard for 12 hours, call your doctor.
If erection lasts longer than 4 hours, then call a doctor.
So when we talking about the numbers, what's important is the point that I was trying to make out for you to understand, because I kind of think you want to understand.
No. I'm still lost.
Because yeah,
Now, the biggest point, I'm gonna make my point.
There's somebody online watching this one.
Right.
Understand. So once we explain those numbers, it's all for a reason. So once you understand that 1, 2, and all of that stuff is an illusion, you understand that everything is an illusion. So what are
We're living in an illusion
Yeah,
right
this is
now.
an illusion.
So now
You know.
consider this. Do we create God, or did God create us?
Are we creating that?
I don't know what
Are
bigger.
we? Hold on. Are we through our own beliefs creating our exit strategy? Like, if you're a Christian,
We
think about it.
crazy today.
Think about it. Okay, cool. Everything comes from zero. All right. You say, I don't want to go back to zero. Can I make up a place that I can go instead of going back to zero?
Thank you.
Let's go to heaven. What happens in heaven? All the good stuff. All right, cool. All right, how do we do that? How do we make that up? Let's let's make somebody who makes heaven and then believe in that person.
Can I jump in?
And then we can go there
What
by
about
believing.
the 6 OZs that go with our spirit when we die? Where's that going?
It's energy. Here's the thing. When you dream, your body don't move. Not at all. That is your conscious state.
I mean, I'm open up my legs, but
Right. But that's your conscious state. That's your conscious state. It just exists. It just exists. In a way, again, Buddhists and these people that meditate, they're actually practicing their exit strategy. They're staying so focused on their consciousness that when this ain't working, that's the worst.
Absolutely. So, again, when we are dealing with the number system, when we come into the understanding, and this is all in the scriptures, and this is all for the whole world to know because it's in the scriptures and it's being said to us, but it's said to us in parables, and we don't understand when parables is being spoken. So, Jesus speaks about all of this stuff already. You know, again, I told you, God only recognized Adam. That told you something. So what it is that we are all the same. So it's only just you. Everything that you're dealing with is yourself. So if you see the world in a bad place, that's you.
You're in a bad place.
You know what I'm saying? That you're in a bad place.
You're staring it.
And that you have work that you have to do. You know what I'm saying? It is just you. Instead of getting caught in the illusion about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, worry about you. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
And then things change on the outside.
It's like when a girl's going through mad shit and she's like, I'm a good person. Why is all this bad shit happening to me? And then months later, you find out you was doing a lot of scum shit, shorty. You was doing a lot of
That's
scum
why it's
shit.
happening, boo.
But you pretending like
You're creating your Truman Show
anytime I
universe.
see a girl like, why is this happening to me? I'll be like this.
What did she do?
You doing some scum shit.
What about karma?
No, hold on.
Nigga.
Sometimes it's not that, it's just their belief of what's going on. Like some people, like you ever tell yourself, I can't find my keys. The longer you say you can't find your keys,
You won't
find your keys because you're actually telling yourself that you can't do it.
My keys.
You feel what I'm
You
saying?
know when you find them? When you just sit back and you breathe and you think about your past movements.
You know when I knew this brain shit was real? I was upstate at a gym with my homeboy. This is our first time working out. He looked at me like I was in way better shape than him. He was doing pull-ups. He was struggling. I said, yo, bro, stick out your arm. I poked right there, poked right there, I poked right there. I said, nah, you can do it.
You just fucked.
Guess what he did?
He believed it. He was like, I'm gonna
He
pull it.
believed it, and he did 10 straight. And he was like, what was that you did?
Nothing.
I said, nothing. You was in your head the whole time just believing that you couldn't do it.
Yes, you couldn't do it.
So I gave you something to believe that you could.
Do the poke so I had to get it.
Yo, I went like this, bro. I went like this. I said, I poked. I made it look like I was
You
looking
were
for
doing
a spot.
something. That's what I'm saying. He's like, boom, boom.
I said, try it again. Try it again.
That's it.
And he believed me so much
You gave him a placebo.
that he turned off his disbelief and switched to mine.
He said, and then he said, yo, bro, what did you do?
I said, nothing. You was just in your head. And I seen it with my son. Like sometimes my son believe he can't do something.
He manifested this. I wasn't gonna say this on camera, but he manifested us being here a year ago, right to my face. He manifested us. He said, yo, we gonna go over here. We gonna fuck with my guy, blase, blase, blah. And yo, we gonna be on this show with this nigga. And I was like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, yo, it's a barbershop show, blase, blah. Whatever. A year later, he was like, yo, I'm pulling up, come with me. Cause we go everywhere together, whether I perform or he performs. That's our pact with each other. We gonna support each other no matter what. So it was crazy that the first show he did, he mentioned me and you was like, oh, you should have bought him. See, you probably don't even remember this.
And you was sitting right there.
And you was like, yo, this nigga always be talking, but I was just sitting there with my mask on, just chilling. But he manifested the whole shit from the beginning and we never talked about being on a show here together. We always was on something like, yo, when you get booked to be on this shit, I'm gonna come support you. So people know that we together.
Right.
But he was like, yo, when we do this show together, it's gonna be crazy. Trust me. And I was like, all right.
You know what it is? Because we started at the same time. So there was no cheat code. See, the way you came in the music industry, that's what we were fighting to be in. And the only outlet was to bust through the internet. So Math knows, I came in this shit with no cosign. And everybody's like, how you getting away with this? Math came in this shit. Every rapper respects him and he doesn't even have a hit record. That was unheard of. And that's all from audacity, force of will, strategy, belief,
skill.
Belief, skill, and talent. That's
also, too, it also comes from anger. And when I mean anger, part of the reason why Math said this show is big is from the people that was turning it down. So me, a lot of my drive is, oh, you turned me down? I gotta go hit more jump shots. Cause you got me, you analyzed me wrong. You think I can't do this. So what Bigger said is I had to look.
That's the wavelength that we on.
Right.
And I had to look within
that's
myself.
The wavelength we're all on. And that's the melting pot when we talked about, I talked to him about it's a renaissance of a lot of things because we made money, we done things. Right? But when 3 people or 4 people or 5 people or 6 people come together and it's a renaissance going on for every last one of the person, because right now, nobody never thought I would be talking on shows and spreading my thoughts and people would be digging them. Not because I wasn't smart. I never wanted to be in front of the camera. When I was younger, I studied real bad. I wasn't messing with it. It wasn't until people tried to get me to be in movies. I'm gonna make you a movie star. I'm gonna do whatever. They met me and I would always go in the hole and be like, I ain't going up there because if I study even one time, my swag is gone, I'm not fucking with it.
Right.
But I trusted him. Didn't even know him. It was a vibe, it was a manifestation. In my mind, I was saying, I'm working with all of these dudes and I'm making money, but I wanna be on my own accord. Like, not because it wasn't good money, because I don't wanna go back and forth with these guys. I don't wanna tell them or take them to the water so they gotta drink the water. I wanna drink my own water.
Right.
And it popped up. He presented something to me out of nowhere.
And it was honestly, he saw that there was certain things happening in my career, and he's like, if you're not careful, you're gonna be an afterthought. So he was putting out plans, and I was like, I don't wanna do none of that shit, it's hard. And over time, we talk and we communicating, and I'm like, there's some ill shit we have in this conversation.
Because?
Like when we speak, you can identify people who think at a certain level and who transmit at a certain level. There's just levels to it, pardon overusing that word.
Right.
And I could identify that within him. But I'm like, if we put this in a package on camera, and that's what I explained. I said, and he's like, you sure? I said, bro, I'm around a lot of talented people. You know that. So I know how to measure and gauge. It's like how he could watch, or he told me about Evan Mobley 3 years before anybody else. He said, I just saw the best player in the country. He told me about Jonathan Kuminga 2.5 years ago. You said that kid's coming. But that's because you know, just like how you can look at other rappers, you're like, he gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it.
It's Hoffa. Trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.